Well, can you guess what we're learning about today? Lesson 1-5. We're going to be learning about the order of operations. The important vocabulary that we need to know for this lesson are grouping symbols. Now, some of the grouping symbols, and you've worked with them before, you just may not remember what they are. They're parentheses and brackets and braces. And did you know that even the fraction bar, like 4 divided by 2, 4 over 2, that's also considered a grouping symbol. Operation is a mathematical process of calculation. So we think of 4 operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But we have order of operations to tell us what order we need to do these mathematical processes so that everyone is doing it the same way and so we can get the same answer. When evaluating an expression with multiple operations, use the order of operations. We also call these PEMDAS. Remember learning about PEMDAS? Because we start with parentheses, or the grouping symbols, exponents, multiply and divide from left to right, add and subtract from left to right. So let's look to see what this would look like. So first of all, we need to simplify the grouping symbols. So we look at the grouping symbols. Here we just have parentheses, so we work inside them first. 5 plus 2 is 7. So then rewrite the entire equation with just that one thing fixed, okay? Next, we're going to simplify exponents. Well, we've got a 3 to the second power. Now, how could we redo 3 to the second power? Okay, that's 3 times 3. It's not 3 times 2. It's 3 times itself. 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Notice we rewrote the entire equation. Instead of 3 squared, we put the 9. Now, it says multiply and divide, but notice we're dividing first because it doesn't matter which one comes first. You don't do all the multiplication and then all division. We do multiply and divide. It depends on whichever comes first from left to right. And division in this one comes first. So we're going to do 49 divided by 7 is a negative 49 divided by 7. That's negative 7. Then we rewrite the rest of the equation. Notice we have multiplication, so a negative 7 times 9 is negative 63. Rewrite the rest of the equation, and we do our negative 63 minus 8. It says to subtract. In actuality, though, they're like signs, so we're going to add them together. Very good. Let's look at an example. Example 1. We are asked to evaluate 12 divided by 4 plus 5 times 3 minus 6. So the first thing PEMDAS tells us we're to take care of our parentheses or our grouping symbols. Oh, but there are no grouping symbols. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is look for exponents. I don't see any exponents either, do you? There are no exponents. So then we multiply, divide, whichever one comes first from left to right. So we've got division first. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Then we write the rest of the equation down. Okay, do we have any more multiplication division? Oh, we do, right here. 5 times 3 is 15. So now we have 3 plus 15 minus 6. Now we're going to add and subtract from left to right. So 3 plus 15 is 18. Write down the rest of our equation. And 18 minus 6 is 12. So we evaluate this expression, we get a 12. So now it's your turn. Pause the video for just a moment and fill in these blanks and then come back and we'll check. So how did we do? Well, the first thing we need to do is simplify the grouping symbols. So we've got 5 minus 2. So in this blank, we're going to put a 3. Simplify exponents. Well, there are no exponents. So we put a no in here. Now we're going to multiply and divide from left to right. So 30 divided by 3 is 10. Times 4 is 40. Very good. Now we're going to add and subtract from left to right. There is no addition or subtraction. That's all been taken care of. So the answer to this one is 40. Very good job, gentlemen. Okay, let's look at our next example. Example 2. Oop, here we've got grouping symbols and exponents, so we've got a little bit more of a challenge here. But we're ready for it, aren't we? So, first of all, we need to simplify our grouping symbols. 1 plus 7 squared. But there's something in here inside this grouping symbol. We have to take care of these exponents first. So we've learned pendas, parentheses, then exponents, but we've got exponents within the parentheses. So we actually have to take care of that. Now we can take care of what's inside that grouping symbol. 1 plus 49 is 50. Notice we've rewritten the rest of the equation. So there are no exponents outside the grouping symbols. Now we're going to multiply and divide. Well, we only have one division here. 50 divided by 5 is 10. Now we take care of addition and subtraction. 12 plus 10 is 22. So the answer to this one is 22. Now I would like for you to pause just a moment. You guys can work this together if you want. Get your heads together. And then when you turn the video back on, we'll go over the correct answer. Okay, first of all, we need to simplify the grouping symbols. Okay, 2 times 4 gives you 8. And inside this parentheses, 5 plus 3 is, oh, that's 8 also. How about that? So we're going to rewrite this as 8 squared minus 3 times 8. Now we need to simplify our exponents. We've got one exponent here. What's 8 squared? How could we rewrite that? 8 times 8 gives us 64. Very good. So now we're going to multiply and divide from left to right. So we have 64 minus 3 times 8. Well, 3 times 8 is 24. Very good. And 64 minus 24 gives us 40. So when we evaluate this, we get 40. Excellent. Okay, I want you to take a little moment to work this guided practice, and then when you get that completed, write it so you can turn it in a little bit, and then restart the video so you can work the next part. Okay, let's work this step-by-step practice together. We are asked to evaluate 14 divided by 7 times 6 divided by 2 plus 10. So step 1, we are to simplify the grouping symbols. Okay, so we've got a 6 divided by 2. What will that give us? Yes, a 3. Then we are to simplify exponents. Well, there are no exponents, so no goes in there. There are no exponents. Now we're going to multiply and divide from, so which direction do we go, guys? All right, left to right. So multiply and divide, we get divide first. So 14 divided by 7 is a 2. Okay. 2 times 3 is 6. So now we're going to add and subtract from, again, left to right. So 6 plus 10 is 16. Awesome. So now I want you to pause the video and evaluate expressions in 5, 6, and 7. Then we'll come back together and we'll work the next step by step. Okay, now we've got a word problem. So we've got to see what we can understand. Why don't you pause this video for a moment, and then I want you to write this down and underline the key words. So that way I know that you're understanding what the problem is asking you. So do that for just a moment. When you come back, we'll check your answers. All right, here are the answers to that step-by-step problem-solving practice. You should have underlined that Barb is paid $15 an hour up to 40 hours. Okay, and if she works more than 40 hours, then she's paid $22 an hour for each hour over 40, and she has worked 46 hours. And we're being asked to find out how much did Barb earn. Okay, so here are our answers. Number of hours that Barb worked over 40 hours. We've got to figure out how much over 40 she worked. That would be 6 hours. So if she works up 40 hours a week for $15 an hour, that's what this first one said, plus $22 an hour for every hour over 40, which we know she worked 6 hours over 40. So that's 40 times 15 would give us 600, and the 22 times 6 would give us 132. We know that she has worked 700 or earned $732. So, of course, to understand the problem, you underlined your keywords. Then we needed to write an expression and simplify it, okay? And the answer is 732, and you can check your answer by verifying that I followed the order of operations. Very good, gentlemen. Now you're ready to go on and continue that skills practice, and you can confer with each other and collaborate if you want. Be sure and turn that in, and I'll check it for you.